Hi friends, I'm Laura Krumzak and this is the Disney Slowdown, where I'm going to help you plan your magical vacation with your special needs kids, stay on a budget, and actually have a good time. That's our goal. We're going to reduce those meltdowns too. So today, my tips for you are how to actually save up money for your Disney vacation. And I'm not talking about getting a second job, although that is always a possibility, but there are actually practical ways that you can siphon in a little extra cash that's going to help you. Now, they're not going to necessarily pay for your entire trip, but these are just little places that are going to help build that cushion. A Disney vacation can be expensive. You can spend as much money as you want. I'm trying to think. It's been a while since we've done, obviously, we've lived here in Florida for 4 years, so we don't really do the Florida vacations anymore. We do travel, but we're not traveling, 5 states. I'm thinking, and this is just me off the top of my head, a family of 5, because that's what we have. I don't think that $5,000 is too low. I think that could be pulled off. That sounds like a video to me, actually. I think you could do a family vacation to Florida with Disney tickets for $5,000. I really think that's feasible. It's not going to have all the bells and whistles, but it definitely can be done. But still, saving $5,000, that's going to take some time and some effort and some intentionality. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So tip number 1, there are actual shopping apps that pay you cash. There's 3 of them that I have used and currently use. They're not going to pay you a lot of cash, but $20, $30 here and there every month or so, it adds up. The first one that I use regularly is called Upside, and it is for gas purchases. You would have to, if you don't already use this, it's definitely worth downloading. I will have my referral codes, I appreciate that so much, in the comments if you don't already use it. And I would go ahead and click on that, get an account. It's free to have an account, and look in your area for gas stations. They will give you, it ranges. There are some times when gas is lower than normal and the offer may be 1 cent back. Well, thanks for the 12 cents that you just gave me back. And then there are other times when gas is a little higher and you might find 10 or 15 cents back. Sometimes if you refer a friend, then there'll be an offer that you'll get, 10 extra cents back on top of whatever the current offer is, or you'll get a dollar amount the first time that they use your code and buy gas. So please use my code. I would appreciate that. That's my Disney money. Upside in some areas will also have restaurants and grocery stores. So you definitely want to check that app and see what are the possibilities in your area for getting money back. Once you accumulate $20, you can throw it right in your bank account. It is actual cash. Another one that's actual cash is called Rakuten. That one is going to be more of your online shopping. It changes all the time. So you just have to keep adding these. This used to be the Ebates app, if you remember, way back in the day for Ebates. It's called Rakuten now. I have used this for some of the meal services that, like the HelloFresh or the Every Plate. You can get those delivered and you'll get money back. Those are usually pretty big. It's always worth checking out. The third one that's actual cash back is called Dosh. That can be more hit or miss. It really just depends the area that you're in. I know that when we had our adoption party in 2018, I used my Dosh benefits and pretty much paid for the food for our adoption party. So now we did the food ourselves. It was still like $150. It helped a lot, believe me. They changed their rules again, just like everybody else does, but it's worth opening that app and see if there's anything in there that you're actually going to use. And if you go to those stores regularly, then you might as well. Back then, Sam's Club gave you money back on purchases and not just a new membership, which I think now that's all they offer. But on their purchases, but you had to use a credit card. So my normal routine was to go to the bank to pull the cash out, envelopes, budgeting, Dave Ramsey, Financial Peace. And then I would go to Sam's Club, and then I would go to Aldi, and then I would go to Kroger. That was like my Friday. It was just my system. So when I started using Dosh and Sam's Club gave us cash back, then I would just go to Sam's Club first, use the credit card, write down that amount, and then pull less from the bank for groceries. You just have to do what works for you. But it's definitely worth seeing if there's anything available for you. Another shopping app that is going to not give you cash, but it will give you gift cards, and that's called Fetch. If you're not already using Fetch, I don't know why you're not using Fetch, because really it's a great tool. I use it a lot. I usually get my Panera gift cards there, so I get to treat myself out to lunch every once in a while. If we're going out as a family, I may buy like a Cracker Barrel gift card or even Burger King. You know, just whatever I can find. We mostly use it for food. You can get shopping gift cards as well. They're going to be e-gift cards, but what I like about using Fetch is, let's say that Friday night's pizza night, and I can get a Fetch gift card to a pizza place, and I can use that to buy our pizza, and then the cash that we would use to buy pizza on Friday, I would put that in my saving up for my Disney trip. Again, Dave Ramsey, Financial Peace University. It's been the best thing that we have ever done as a family, and we're teaching it to our kids. So that's just kind of a sidebar. But if you are not currently on a budget or you're overwhelmed with budgeting, again, I think that might be a video. I've mentioned it twice now, I think. We will get to a budgeting video. I promise. We will get there. Next to the Fetch gift cards, make it a sacrifice. Skip eating out or skip your fancy coffees. We all have them. We all have those days in our weeks where all the kids are going in different directions, and it's really easy to say, okay, today we're just going to run through the drive-thru and we are going to eat on the way to all of our activities. We have been there too, but drive-thru costs money. And if you do a little pre-planning, and especially if you get the kids bought into this, say, hey, you know what? On Wednesdays, instead of us running around like crazy people and going through the drive-thru before we go to our activities, we're going to pack a lunch and we're going to eat that in the car. And then the money that we would have spent, we are going to put it in our trip fund. If the kids don't know you're going to Disney, just tell them, you want to go someplace great for a vacation, but the way to do that is to save. Let them buy into this. Let them pack their own food. Really, it's okay. Let them pack their own food. Just make sure they have protein. Make it at home yourself. Make everybody aware. Let them buy into the fact that you are making a different choice. You are choosing to spend your money on some kind of vacation in the near future, if it's a surprise, or if you are letting them plan alongside you, then say, hey, this money that we are not spending on pizza today, or we are not spending in the drive-thru today, this is going in our Disney fund. There was a woman in one of the Facebook groups, and she had a really cool system. She had a book, and she would buy gift cards. So she would take a little money each time they got paid, and she would go and buy gift cards. Or if they saved money on something, or they didn't buy dinner out, then she would take that money that they would have spent, and she would go and buy a Disney gift card. And she showed her kids, and it was out there in the open. And she says, when this is full, then we're going to go to Disney again. I thought that was a fabulous idea. And what a great way to get your kids to buy in to the sacrifice and help them practice delayed gratification. All right, my fourth tip is sell some stuff. You know you got stuff in your house that nobody's using, but it's still perfectly good. Sell it. There was a friend of mine here who was taking her kids to Disney for the first time, and she was doing everything she could to save up the extra money. If you have that option of, doing a bake sale or saying, hey, I'm making cupcakes or, cookies or whatever, if you're good at that and you're handy at that, you can sell those items too. I mean, time is money, but it depends on how you're currently spending your time versus how could you spend your time to earn some cash to pad that Disney account. But she had a garage sale. She's like, we are cleaning out this house. We are going to sell these items that we don't use anymore. And all of this garage sale money is going for our Disney trip. And my final tip also comes from that mama. This is fabulous. And I don't think about this, but I see it done. On your way to Florida, I don't know that I would do this too far in advance, but definitely on your way to Florida, put a sign or write on your car, our first trip to Disney, and put your Cash App on there. I couldn't believe it. I've seen it work pretty well twice now. One, some friends of ours got married and they wrote it on the back of their car and drove to where they were staying for their honeymoon, and they got some people who gave them money as a wedding gift. What a fabulous idea. And this other friend of mine who had that garage sale, she wrote it on the back of her car, and we're only 3 hours away, but as they were driving down to Orlando, she wrote it on the back of there, and she got some donations. So, hey, every little bit helps. When you were talking about saving up for Disney, you can have a magical time. You don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars at Disney. You can have a great time. You can have a great time with your kids, and you can teach them some really valuable life lessons in the process. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any comments or anything that you would like to see a video on, please go ahead and comment in this video. And also, would you please subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell. And we will see you in our next video.